Hello students, today we are going to start second half part of chapter number 2. In this part, we will complete responsiveness to stimuli and movement. So this is our first heading. We will start with it. Living things act in various ways when responding to a stimulus. If you suddenly enter a cowshed, the cows and buffaloes stand up, begin to move, one or two may even start mooing. These are all movement. A creeper plant in the courtyard leans toward a support. A plotted plant placed in a window grows toward the sunlight. That means plants too show the movement. Living things move on their own accord. Okay, so what it means, the plant which is placed in a window that was also moving towards the sunlight. Okay, the movement or the change taking place in a living things at such a time is their response to a stimulus. What is the stimulus? The movement or the change taking place in a living things at such a time is their response to a stimulus. An event that occur in our surroundings is a stimulus. The ability of the living things to respond to a stimulus is called their responsiveness to stimuli. Is that clear? Now, responsiveness to stimuli is a characteristic of living things. Now, the second point is reproduction. In reproduction, living things produce other living things like themselves. It means living things produce other living things which are similar to them. Some animals give birth to their young ones, some lay eggs, their young ones hatch out of the eggs. New plants are produced from the seeds, stem, or leaves of plant. The process by which a living thing generates a new living thing like itself is called reproduction or procreation. Okay, again we will repeat. Living things produce other living things like themselves. Like animals, some animals give birth to their young ones by lay eggs, while in the plants are produces from the seeds, stem, or leaves of plant. The process by which living things generate a new living thing like itself is called the reproduction or procreation. So, the reproduction is a characteristics of living things. Is that clear? Now, a definite lifespan. At a certain stage of life, living things become capable of reproduction. Later on in life reproduction stage, their organs become weak or still later their life comes to an end. What it means? It means living things will die at that lifespan. So the lifespans of different animals and plants are different. For example, the lifespan of the dog is about 12 to 18 years, while ostrich lives for 50 years. Is that clear? You may have wondered what exactly the living things are, how they came into being, and so on. So, understand this. We will cover this box. Do you know? The lifespan of the giant turtle found on the Galapagos Island is in South America is about 170 years. On the other hand, the lifespan of the mayfly ranges from 1 hour to 24 hours. What it means? The lifespan of a giant turtle is 170 years in the South America. On the other hand, the lifespan of the mayfly ranges from 1 hour to 24 hours. So this is the difference. You may have seen the small compartment of honey bomb. These compartments are joined together to form a honey bomb. A wall has bricks. To construct a wall, we firm join the bricks together. Similarly, they are combining the honey combs. Okay. Now, cellular structure. Cellular structure. Living things are made up of small unit called cell. All the actions and process in the body of living things are brought about with the help of these microscopic cell. So it is divided in two parts, unicellular organisms and multicellular organism. Some living things are made up of a single cell. These are called unicellular organisms, while some are made up of many cells, so they are known as multicellular organisms. The amoeba and some other organisms are unicellular, while man, cow, mouse, cockroach, elephant, banyan trees are considered in multicellular organisms. All the characteristics of living things are seen in every cell of a living things, whether it is unicellular or multicellular. So, cellular structure is the main characteristic of living things, even though the number of cells may vary. Okay. Now, institute of work. The institute that work for the survey and conservation of the various plant and animal is different part of India are Botanical Survey of India, which means the meaning of botanical, it is plants, and the Zoological Survey of India. So the zoological means animals respectively. In case you find an unfamiliar plant or animal in your surrounding, you can communicate with this institute to obtain more information about it. Okay. Now, useful living things. Plants are used for household as well as industrial purpose. For example, fenugreek, potato, okra, apple, banana are used as food, while vasca, hirada, behada, asparagus are used as medicines. Okay, so there are two types of living things in plants. The first one for foods and the second one for medicines. Animals are also useful to us. Dogs, cat, cow, buffaloes are kept for domestic use. Fish, sheep, fowl are used as food, while animals like horses, oxen, camel prove yourself in various occupation. The earthworm is very useful in agriculture. So these are the useful plants and animal. So now the next heading is harmful living things. Some animals and plants around us are harmful to man. For example, mosquitoes and flies spread diseases. Cockroaches, mice, rats destroy our food. Fleas, ticks also spread diseases. The bites of some poisonous lizards, spiders, snakes, and scorpions can even cause death. So, if wild elephant enter human settlement, they cause a lot of destruction. So, these are harmful animal for humans. Some plants too. Some plants too can be harmful, as for example, the dodder, parthenium, or other weeds. Pods of the nettle, colocasia leaves cause itching. Plants like oleander, lantana have strong odor. The datura plant is poisonous. Uncontrolled water growth of fungi and algae in water polluted drinking water and may cause the spread of disease. So, the portion of harmful living things are really important for your exam purpose. Okay, the name of all these plants will be considered in your examination for 1 marks. Now, the next heading is wild animals. Wild animals that hunt other animals for food are called predator. For example, tigers, lion, wolves, leopards. Sometimes due to deforestation, such animals enter human settlements in search of food and may kill domestic animals or people. So this is the main points of your chapter. So now we will recall all the points what we have learned in this book. So there are growth, respiration, excretion, reproduction, responsiveness to stimuli, movement, a definite lifespan, and a cellular structure are the characteristic of living things. The second point, animals grow for certain period of their life. Plants, however, grow as long as they live. Third point, animals have specific organ for respiration, while plants respire through microscopic pores on their leaves and stem. The fourth point, the process of eliminating waste products from the body is called excretion. Fifth point, all living things have the ability to reproduce. Next one, living things move because of their ability to respond to stimuli. The next point, plants shows spontaneous movement, but they cannot leave their place and go elsewhere as animals do. The next point, living things have a definite lifespan at the end of which they die. Many animals and plants are useful to us in our daily life. Some animals and plants can be harmful to us. And the last point is, the smallest unit of a living thing is the cell. So now we have completed this chapter. You have to complete the exercise portion, and if you have any doubt, then ask me in the comment box. And if you like this video, then share it with your friends and subscribe the channel. Thanks for